Everybody is thinking how the agentic commerce will look like, how agents will consume this infrastructure, how agents will participate in these social networks. But before that, we need to find out how we tell what is a good bot versus a bad bot. Do you remember when you could just engage with strangers, talk to anyone, because you could assume that they were early adopters like you? But then people started providing services in the internet. They started selling things, providing infrastructure like email, and they needed a higher trust model. And that's how we got accounts, user accounts. They imposed certain cost, and a small cost, of creating a new account if you wanted to have 5 identities and have 5 email addresses. Or if you wanted somehow to buy an item and do some kind of fraud or abuse the e-commerce, that was just cost of doing business, because in the end you were a single human in a world of millions. But then, very quickly, people started to be augmented by automation. It was a simpler form of automation, not like the automation we know today with AI agents and intelligence. It was basically scripts, deterministic programs that still were quite powerful in augmenting the ability for a single person to run networks of bots and abuse all these systems. Think about infrastructure, getting access to free tiers of APIs with thousands of bots to abuse the system. Social networks, we have seen democracies being affected by the ability of individuals to become an army of fake people online, or all the fraud that we see in e-commerce. And all is pretty simple but pretty effective deterministic automation through scripts that humans got augmented. The service providers had to react to that, and they came with all types of protections. Vendors like Cloudflare, Amazon Web Application Firewall, Akamai, CAPTCHA, reCAPTCHA. We have seen all types of protections against these, let's call it bad automations, bad bots. So this has been the internet until today. It's an arms race where you see people with bots and bot farms trying to have a disproportionate influence or get unfair advantages on the internet, because most of the internet was designed with this basic trust assumption that humans are limited in their capacities, that they can only consume so many resources at a certain speed. But bots and tools just remove all that limitation, all that scarcity. Now come the new reality, and we find ourselves in a world where automation is different. Until now, we could assume that all automation was bad. So bot, bad bot. Now we have good bots. We have bots that are representing us. These are our personal agents that are not mainstream yet, but very soon will be. We see a lot of work in these service providers to adapt to the new reality. Everybody is thinking how the agentic commerce will look like, how agents will consume this infrastructure, how agents will participate in these social networks. But before that, we need to find out how we tell what is a good bot versus a bad bot. And the distinction is not easy, because when you receive a request as a service provider, you don't care if that request came from a deterministic script running in a server in a farm, or it came through a non-deterministic script coming from your laptop or your phone. The only thing that it knows is that it's not a human. We have seen also a lot of protocols finding their way to create this new lane of the internet. And our thesis here is that the internet will split. There's going to be a divide between all the infrastructure, services, and e-commerce. They will have a door for humans and another entry door for agents with different set of rules and a different set of trust assumptions, different levels of verification needed to be recognized as a good agent. We have seen some protocol like Web Out. I would say that's the center of it, but also agent-to-agent, 402, all these protocols are meant to create that new lane of the internet for agents to be autonomous and to be able to participate in the economy. And that's what we're also doing at Brilliance, providing the layer of trust to this lane. How do we do that? We link your agent to your uniqueness as a human being, not just to your name or your email or your account, because all these things we know are very weak sign-offs. We are linking it to your proof of uniqueness. That's a credential that you can only generate once and you cannot repeat. You will only get once as a human because it's linked either to your biometry or your government documents, but you cannot repeat it. You cannot have 10 of this. And we are linking your agent to this proof of uniqueness in a privacy-preserving way, of course, because that's at the core of who we are. But on the other side, we want to give all the guarantees that when you link your agent to your persona, to your uniqueness, that is a strong connection. Because now the agent has something to lose. That is the kind of responsibility that most of these service providers will require, to treat your agent like a citizen of the internet, that it has some accountability, has some responsibility. And that's basically the core of it. Brilliance is giving agents an identity, something to have at the stake, and therefore to build a strong identity and reputation to provide a new trust model for the agentic economy. Thank you.